So continuing on with our session 1 teleeducation, introduce Jill Gunther from MD Anderson, who will be moderating the remaining talks of this session.
Hi, everyone. So I'm happy to introduce Leah D'Souza, who's going to be speaking with us about the development and feasibility of the online anatomy and radiology contouring, or ARC, bootcamp for radiation oncology residents. Leah, you're all set?
Yes, I am. Can everyone hear me? Perfect. Thank you so much for the kind introduction, Jill. So let's jump right into it. And today I'm going to discuss more about the online ARC bootcamp. Oh, I can't seem to advance. Oh, there we go. Okay, so today I'm going to start off by describing why we developed the ARC bootcamp and share more about our in-person course. And then I'll touch about the importance about accessibility to education and really how that was a motivator for us to develop the online course. And I'll conclude by discussing a few metrics and sharing our future directions. So we know that the field has advanced dramatically from radiation treatment historically based on bony landmarks and X-ray films to the advent of more modern technologies such as 3D conformal radiotherapy and IMRT. And so today's radiation oncologists really require a thorough understanding of clinical anatomy and radiology. But there's a gap between what is taught in residency and what is required or needed for practice. And so during my graduate studies in clinical anatomy, I collaborated with Dr. David Palma and Dr. and Dr. Jasbir Jaswal to fill the gap by developing and piloting a course that was clinically relevant, inclusive of anatomy and radiology, multidisciplinary, that's really reflective of the specialty, and aesthetic with hands-on cadaveric prosections and contouring practice. And we evaluated this in terms of knowledge acquisition, the ability to apply contouring practice, and as well as resident satisfaction. We piloted this concept in 2011, single institution at Western University with results subsequently described. And from our work, we recognize that this wasn't a single institution shortcoming. In fact, it was reflective of a larger problem. So in 2012, we launched a national needs assessment to program directors and residents in Canada, assessing their interest. And we were met with overwhelming enthusiasm. In fact, we even had some residents who were so enthusiastic say that they would skip their own wedding to attend a course like this. And I hope that's reflective of the cost of wedding these days and of nothing else. But that was really enough motivation for us to develop the in-person ARC bootcamp, which launched in 2013, with results published in the Red Journal. I'll describe our in-person very briefly, as our online course follows a similar structure. It's a 3-day intensive bootcamp that's held in London, Ontario. We've had 7 annual iterations thus far, attended by over 300 trainees from various institutions, and we cover the fall and the treatment sites seen on the screen. Our course is structured with didactic radiology, anatomy sessions that are focused on small group learning with cadaveric prosections correlating back to the imaging, and our radiations are primarily case-based learning with the opportunity to practice contouring on EduCase. And anybody who's attended our course knows we like to have fun and we like to eat. So here you can actually see an edible linac with a ice cream cone beam CT created by residents from one of our evening social activities. In 2018, I had the opportunity to travel to Nepal with a group of radiation oncologists from the UK and Ireland to provide anatomy education. The residents found this very helpful and even wanted more. And so we sponsored a resident to attend our in-person bootcamp last year. But this experience alone, and then having the perspective as an international medical student in Ireland, really drove home the disparities in access to education, whether it's access, cost, balancing other responsibilities such as family life or environmental factors, these are all barriers to attending our in-person course. And so in reflecting on this experience, we decided to transition to an online ARC bootcamp last year. In retrospect, this has been very helpful given the increase in online learning due to COVID this year. Our online course is built and hosted on Teachable and follows a very similar format as our in-person course. In red are new content areas that we're currently working on developing. Each module features discussion forums, quizzes, and opportunities to practice contouring on EduCase. And we run this course on a cost recovery, not-for-profit model and offer those from lower middle income countries significant discounts. Now comes the test of all time. I'm hoping that I can demonstrate our course to you. So here's our course interface that we can see, and I'm going to select one of our modules, the Anatomy Lab Superior Mediastinum. We'll be joined by one of our anatomists. I'm not sure if everybody can hear this.
And let me do one thing, and then they'll be able to hear it.
Okay.
Hi everyone. During this session, we will focus on the superior mediastinum of the thorax. We are going to begin on the right side of the specimen, looking at the right subclavian vein, which drains blood from the upper limb.
Perfect, thank you. All right, so now I'll move on to some of our results. You can see that we've reached 220 online learners, and we're enrolling about 4 new learners per week, and have had some programs, both in radiation oncology and in medical physics, register all their students. We're even trialing this with medical students who are completing virtual radiation oncology electives due to COVID-19. A quick glance at some of our preliminary metrics from participants who paid for the course indicates that the average course completion percentage is 23%, with only 11 people having completed 100% of the course. This is really highlighting some of the common challenges with online learning. We're reaching a larger audience, but it's slower and there's variability. Here are some more metrics of our user profile. And really quickly, on this screen, you can see a trend of active users since our course launch, with each point on the graph representing a weekly time interval. So not so coincidentally, you can also see around the time of COVID-19 emerging, a resurge in our active users on online learning. Our future directions are focused on assessing the impact of the curriculum on participants' knowledge acquisition, their contouring skills, and overall self-efficacy of the above, and as well as assessing for a correlation between spatial ability and the above outcomes, and overall satisfaction. Of course, many thanks to our multidisciplinary and our collaborative group, without whom none of this would be possible. So thank you so much for the opportunity to present.